cash balance plan is a type of retirement plan that belongs to the same general class of plans known as qualified plans. A 401k is a qualified plan, and these plans qualify for tax deferral and creditor protection under ERISA. Now, many owners and partners are looking for larger tax deductions and accelerated retirement savings. Cash balance plans may be the perfect solution for them. And joining me is John Vrablic. He's founder and president of T.I.P.S for Reps, and he's Executive Vice President of Advanced Business Planning for the Axios Network. And John, thanks for joining us. How do these plans work?
Well, cash balance plans are a segment of the qualified plan, as you just outlined. And so there's two chassis, we'll call, of qualified plans. There's a defined contribution chassis and a defined benefit plan chassis. Now, the benefits of the defined contribution plan are you have very flexible contributions, because in any given year you can decide to put the maximum into the profit sharing plan, 401k plan, or a minimum. And those plans include profit sharing plans, 401k plans, SEP plans, etc. The downside to the defined contribution chassis is that you can only contribute up to roughly $60,000 per year. So if a business owner is fortunate enough to be able to put more in, they're fairly limited with that chassis. A second chassis is called a defined benefit plan, which provides much higher tax deductible contributions. The downside to a traditional defined benefit plan is you're pretty well locked in each and every year on how much you're going to contribute. So the cash balance plan melds the two together, so you have the benefits of the profit sharing plan, i.e. discretionary contributions, but you have the benefit of increased tax deductions with the cash balance plan defined benefit plan, which could have tax deductible contributions in excess of $250,000 per owner. When all is said and done, the cash balance plan provides an opportunity to have a legally discriminatory pension plan for the owners of a business.
So John, who is the ideal candidate for this strategy?
Obviously, you have to be a business owner, and if you have profits in excess of $250,000 to $300,000, you would be an ideal candidate, because I often like to say behind door number one, if there's $300,000 of profit, that would be subject to federal income taxes at roughly a combined 40% between federal and state income tax. So under that scenario, with $300,000 of profit, the IRS would receive 40% roughly, and you would receive 60%, and your employees would receive zero. Under scenario two, under the cash balance plan, we could design a plan where on $300,000, you as the business owner could receive 85 to 95% of those dollars. Your employees receive 10 to 15%, and the IRS receives zero for now. And we feel that 10 to 15% going to your employees is a much better investment than 40% going to the government.
Now talk about how deductions and allocations work for partnerships.
So the cash balance plan can be implemented by a partnership, an S corporation, a C corporation, so you're really not limited under your business structure. But the way it works is the cash balance plan is an actuarially determined maximum tax deductible contribution. So a defined contribution plan, you know what you're going to put in, but you don't know what the end result is going to be. A cash balance plan works different and backwards, because we know what we're funding for, but then the actuarially determines how much money you can contribute into the plan. So it's based upon age. The older you get, the higher the contribution, because you're funding for a target number. That target number is a $3.9 million bogey, which you can receive as tax deductions over a period of roughly 10 years. So obviously, if someone's 40 years old, they have much more time in order to achieve that $3.9 million number, therefore their contributions are lower. As you get older, those contributions become higher and higher. So it's a little bit based on age, but if you're in your 50s, you're going to be able to do roughly $250,000 per owner.
John, this sounds like a unique area of business planning. Manufacturers' reps should work with a specialist here, right?
I would agree, because as surprising as it is, most CPAs are familiar with the strategy, and this must be reviewed with your current CPA and financial advisors. But most people are unfamiliar with the cash balance plans, and they have in their mind this is a traditional defined benefit plan when it really isn't. It's a combination of, like I said, the profit sharing plan benefits and the benefits of a cash balance plan together. So there are some nuances in order to create the proper efficiencies. In other words, if an owner has $300,000 of profit, If they go into a traditional defined benefit plan, the owners may only receive 70 to 75% of that, the remainder to the employees. Under a properly designed cash balance plan, the owners could achieve 85 to 95% of every dollar being contributed, and therefore it's a much more efficient plan. And in order to do that, you need a very high level pension actuarial firm in order to do those calculations and to make this truly a legally discriminatory plan.
My guest has been John Vrablic. He's president of T.I.P.S for Reps and executive vice president of advanced business planning for the Axios Network. This is Retirement News Online.